Hey friends, welcome to a brand new episode. Today's episode, why meal planning is the secret weapon to making Monday work. If you are new to Lose Weight with Macros, the podcast with me, your host Verona, welcome to the show. Grab a pen, a notepad, because you're going to need it on this show, because I am giving you actionable steps that you can put into practice if you're the woman who's got 5 pounds of fat to lose or more, and you are in the position to take action to make these changes stick. Then you, my friends, are in the right place. Welcome to the Lose Weight with Macros family. I love the fact that you are here, and we are in season 4 of the podcast. This is the last month of the year, friends. If you want to start 2023 with a bang, not a diet in sight, then you, my friend, are in the right place. And without further ado, let's get into it. Hey friend, welcome to Lose Weight with Macros, the basics podcast show with me, your host Verona. If you're somebody who's overwhelmed by all of the conflicting information out there, you're confused about how much protein you should be eating, how to count macros, you don't have time to figure out your macros, and you're sick and tired of repeating the same old boring meals because it is exhausting, you are in the right place. This Lose Weight with Macros basics podcast is specifically for you. You're the woman who wants to learn how to track your macros and do it sustainably, do it in a way that you can enjoy your foods and you don't have to cut out your favorite foods, and we're not here for that. So my friends, if this is you, grab your tea, grab your coffee, grab your water, grab your matcha, your notepad and pen, because today's episode is going to be a juicy one. So buckle up, friends, let's get it. All right, friends, I hope you are ready for this month. We're in December, and I'm happy that we have made it to a brand new month. Thank the Lord for a new day, a new season, and a new month, the last month of the year. It's the most wonderful time. Okay, I think that's all that I can actually get away with on this podcast. But when it comes to meal planning might be the bane of your life when it comes to eating healthy. If you are trying to lose weight, you can track your macros, you know how to work out your calories, you know the split that you should be on, you know all of these things, but the thing that just is the thorn in your side happens to be, yes, friends, meal prep. Now, when it comes to meal prep, oftentimes we think that you've got to have chicken, plain, boring white rice, and broccoli every day. Goodbye are your fries. Say goodbye to your burgers. Say goodbye to your snacks and your favorite treats and your glass of wine, or maybe two. Because when meal prep comes for you, there's nothing you can do. Okay, I just made that up on the fly. But we actually do think when it comes to meal prep, well, I know I did. Before I created my own cookbook, yes, your girl did create her own cookbook. You see that plug? You see what I did there? But before I did this, I used to think meal prep was just having the same thing day in, day out. Oh, sorry. For those of you who are saying, well, tell me the name of your cookbook, Verona. Okay, I will. Now you ask nicely, I will. So VA Nutrition Coaching, how you can make fast, easy, healthy meal prep recipes and save time by eating food you actually enjoy. That is packed with over 50 recipes on how you can make meal prep last and you can enjoy it. I don't even think there's a recipe with chicken, rice, and broccoli in there. There might be rice, there might be chicken, there might be broccoli, but all together on a plate, I made sure that I didn't put it in there. I don't do chicken and broccoli, friends. Anyway, but when it comes to meal planning, you could either be a pro or is a hell no. When it comes to meal prep, feels like sometimes it's so time consuming, and you're like, you know what, wait, I've got to eat another salad. If I see another spinach leaf again, I'm actually gonna cry. But stay with me. If you stay with me to the end of the episode, you will be pleasantly surprised. Actually, as it's a new month, I am gonna do a giveaway. I've literally, although you can't see it, I've literally got the book in my hand and I have got the wrapping paper and everything. I want to gift someone this book. Now, it's Christmas and all. Being in the season of giving, you don't say I don't give you anything. I want to give you this book. You can nominate somebody to have this book who struggles with meal prep, or it can be you yourself. Have a look for the post over on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, email me, support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk. However, you can be in the opportunity to win this book, and just tell me what's your biggest struggle with meal prep and why you should have this book. That's it. Simple. Over on facebook.com/VA Nutrition Coaching. Look for the post on there and then enter the competition and I will announce the winner. Okay, so let's walk down memory lane. Let's walk down memory lane. It's Monday and you're ready to start the week. But then you realize that you don't have any food in the house. Your eyes are a little bit bigger than your stomach, and your stomach is smaller than your paycheck. You need something quick. And by quick, I mean like yesterday. But there's nothing quick that will make you feel like yourself again after a long weekend of eating whatever you wanted without worrying about calories, carbs, sodium, fats. All of those things were gone out your head. That's why meal planning is a secret weapon to making Monday work for you and your body. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. So, when it comes to when it comes to your weekends, when it comes to why meal planning is a secret weapon to making Monday work, well, that's because weekends are so precious that many of us spend all day Sunday dreading Monday. Now, I know, woo, I know I used to have a fun packed weekend. I still do. Fun packed weekend. Friday, it's like, it's Friday. You let your hair down, you're ready. By the way, if you didn't know, I actually do sing. I'm not a professional singer or anything like that, but I do sing, hence the spontaneous burst of songs. But welcome to my brain, welcome to my life. This is me, friends. Welcome. So I used to love meal prepping. There are still some days that I do, but I do it. When you got a goal to lose, when you got a goal to work towards of building a healthy nutrition lifestyle, there's some things that you got to do even if you don't like them. But when it comes to weekends are so precious that many of us spend Sunday dreading Monday. And believe me, I did. Fridays I would love, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's the weekend. But really, it would only really be Friday after 5 p.m. and then it would be Monday again before I knew it. But Friday and Saturday, I tried to make sure I wasn't doing anything on a Saturday. And then when I wasn't doing anything on a Saturday, I'd love that Saturday. But then I'd end up filling my Saturday with something, setting up with shopping or going for lunch with a friend. I always did something. And then Sunday was church. Sundays, most times I was either singing or I would be doing some form of production or something else. And then I'd meet a friend for lunch. I'd like to eat out. I'd do my meal prep on Sunday. And then before I know it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I've got to go back to work, back to a job that I hate. Now, as a creative, creatives don't like to stay in a place where they feel oppressed. Now, if you are a creative, then you feel me, girl. But creatives don't like to be in that place where they're confined into rules and lists. So I'm that type of creative where you're telling me don't eat this carb, I'm gonna eat it. If you tell me not to, I'm actually gonna do it. Unless you're telling me something not to because it's for my health. Of course, sometimes actually, I was a little bit stubborn. When the doctor told me I need to stop eating the fast food that I was eating, I was a little bit hard-headed and stubborn. And I was like, I thought I knew better than the doctor. Well, if you want to hear my story about acid reflux, then you go right back to the beginning in season 1 and have a listen to those podcast episodes. But when it comes to weekends, when it comes to meal prep, you're gonna need to make a plan, because when it comes to building habits that actually last, you can't just wing it and hope that everything will magically fall into place. Because if you do, you'll find you'll be eating cold pizza for breakfast on Monday morning. Now, some of you might be like, well, Verona, that's exactly what I just did this morning, and I did it yesterday, and it tastes better cold than it does when it is heated. I don't know how you can eat cold pizza, especially pizza for breakfast. I'm with you, but pizza cold, mm-mm. The hard cheese, the hard pepperoni, the hard bread, the hard base. Oh no, it's got to be warmed up. Sorry. But with all of that said, how on earth do you get started? Well, my friends, I'm going to tell you it's very simple. Pick up your phone right now, put together a list of meals that you want to eat during the week ahead. We like to call them recipes here. And that's it. This is what you call meal planning. Okay, there's a little bit more skill to it than that. But that is the basis or the premise of planning your meals. Now, some of you might be creative planners. You might love a plan. You might love it to the detail, to the 9th degree. Now, you can take that planning skill that you've got and actually apply it to your meals. And I'm chuckling. I want to actually laugh because I am a planner. And people are like, Verona, do you have to be so detailed? Yes, I do. Sometimes I can be spontaneous, but sometimes when things call for a plan, we've got to be in detail. Okay, what ingredients do I need? Okay, how much of the ingredients do I need? Is it in season or is it out of season? Is there a substitute for this ingredient if it is out of season? These are the type of things that you need, especially if you're trying to lose some fat. If you've got some bingo wings, you've got some jiggle in that belly, ooh, and you don't want to be getting rid of that junk in the trunk, you just want to be getting rid of that belly fat, you are going to need a plan to be able to do that. And while you could use Fancy Pants app, which I do like some apps like that, or you could use a website for this task, it's advisable, but I sometimes prefer going back to regular old pen and pencil. Now, in the book, for the person who's going to actually win this book, you have a meal plan template. So I've given you a meal plan template as to how to plan out meals. And how I've done this specifically is how I coach my clients, how I do it myself, and how effectively to get the most out of your meal. So it's not a meal plan that you can just go to the internet and download for $9.99 and then never open it again. If they take out your money and you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, it's got tuna and broccoli on it. Yuck. Then you literally never open it again. That's a waste of money. It's a waste of time. And then you're still in the place where you started. But good old fashioned paper and pen, amazing. I've given you a sample meal plan and I've also given you an idea of what your meal plan could look like, including other things that you like to enjoy. So in the book, I don't want to give too much away. If you want to buy the book for yourself, you can go to Amazon. I'll put the link in the show notes below so you can grab yours there. Okay, it's Christmas, so it's the month of singing and tra la 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 la, all of these singing things that we do. Let me stop singing. It's also because I was at a rehearsal tonight, so there's certain songs in my head. But once you've got all of those meals written down in front of you, you might be like, okay, I've done that. I've done what you told me to do. What do I do next? All right, now here's where we come with a dose of reality. That was a sprinkle of extreme hopeism and extreme hope. But now we're getting down to the nitty gritty because you're listening to this podcast. You want to know why meal planning is the secret weapon to making Mondays work. Now, there's no denying that meal planning takes time. And if you're busy, you are probably saying, well, Verona, I don't have time. Well, my friend, we're going to help you try to make the time for the things that you can do. Now, in my coaching, when I coach clients one-to-one, one of the things that we do take time on is meal planning. Now, my clients are busy. Most of the people that I work with are mums, are busy, and the one thing that I love working with these type of clients is because they are ready. In the last few episodes, I've been talking about the word and the definition ready. So the thesaurus, I love looking at words in the thesaurus. So one of the easy definitions to remember that I will be referring to in podcast episodes is this: in position to take action. That's the woman that I'm working with. And if you're the woman that is in position to take action to make those behavior changes, those habit changes to your nutrition, to your mindset, and to eating healthy, including your meal planning, then you are the woman that I'm putting this episode on for. Now, if that's not you, you're not in that place yet, you're not ready, or you're not in that position to take action, don't worry. It doesn't mean that this doesn't apply to you. Of course, you can use this too. However, the type of clients that I am working with are those women who are in position to make things happen and to get ready and go. Have you ever been around somebody who divers? They just diver. They're like, and they're just like, you know what? Can you just make a decision? It's like, I beg you, are we going to have this for dinner or are we going to have that for dinner? But I don't know. Okay, I really fancy, look, just tell me what you want to eat and that's it. Now, sometimes divering, sometimes there's a time and a place for divering. But when you're divering over simple things like this, it's like, please, for the sake of my brain, please, you better make a decision right now. And it can get a little bit frustrating. So sometimes that's what happens with us. If we're divering and we're like, I want to, but I don't know, and I do know, and I'll know, and we get scared. Listen, make a decision, make a choice. If you're in that place where you're divering and you're not ready yet, everybody's been in that position. There has to be something that will then take you from divering to actually being in that place, in position, ready to take action. And that's all I'm saying, and I'm encouraging you. If you're on the sidelines and you're divering, you've got to decide, when are you going to be in the position to take action and make change? And that sometimes things don't wait for us. Time doesn't wait for us. We've got to make it whether we're ready or not. So where were we? We were talking about there's no denying that meal plan takes time. It is undeniable that meal planning takes time. You have to think about what you and your family want to eat. Then you've got to figure out how much of every ingredient you need. If you're going to make enough food for leftovers, then you have to consider how long it will keep in the fridge and freezer before eating it, which means sticking a label on the container so everyone knows when it went in, what's in them, and why you've put it in there. Now, that is something that I was very, very, very meticulous and careful to put in the book, as well as the meal prep course that I did. It's important for you to understand where and how you store your food, because many people tend to ask that question. Okay, it goes bad after 3 days. How do you put this in there? How do you put that in there? Now, my meal prep book isn't the only book on Amazon. There's lots and lots of different meal prep books. This is one for you if you're in the position to take action and you want to make a change to your meal prep. This is one tool that you can have to help you with that. So in addition to all that planning, there are other things that take time too. Grocery shopping, which usually involves getting two people out of bed at 8 a.m. on a Saturday. Cooking meals, which requires pots and pans and dinnerware. And then you've got to clean up after the meals because, well, nobody wants their kitchen looking like a tornado hit it. And then you've got to store the leftovers properly so they don't go bad before being eaten, which then ends up being another trip to the grocery store. And then you're just wasting food. In these times that we're in, we don't have time or money to be wasting. Even if you do have the money, wastage is really not necessary. So if you know what you're having for dinner on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, then you know exactly where your food dollars are going. Meal planning can help you keep your food spending under control. So if you're listening to this and you might be on the side where you're not quite ready to take action just yet, this might be for you, because I have had, and I used to say it too, oh, it's so expensive. But in the instance of where we're at now, there have been increases in food. However, I still am teaching you how to shop smart and how to make your coin stretch and make your coin last. Because if you can save some coins somewhere, I'm actually going to help you do the saving the coin. And then you can maybe buy something else if you want to buy something else. So when you're learning how to shop smart and you're shop savvy, when it comes to food, when it comes to bargains, when it comes to use your coupons, listen, do what you need to do. If you're somebody who is feeling the pinch, do what you need to do in order for you to get what you need to get. If that is the case and you're saying, where's my money going? I always say this. If you haven't heard it, today you're going to hear it. Add up the last 3 months of expenditure that you've had. Specifically, type in Wendy's from your online banking, or type in Chick-fil-A, wherever it is that you eat. Type that in, add up those expenses for the last 3 months. Then compare that to your grocery shop. Where are you spending money the most? Is it your groceries? Or is it eating out? Or is it just the same? Or is it a little bit less? That will be different for different people. Now, if you're somebody who's saying, I don't have no money, check your outgoings and what you're spending money on. It's easy to frivolously tap, 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 tap. But where is that coin going? And how much could you be saving if you pulled back on those things that you are spending? Now, if you're somebody who's trying to make a cutback in your grocery budget, meal planning will definitely help you ensure that the foods that are on sale are incorporated into meals instead of being snacked on throughout the week, or worse, left uneaten in the pantry. And when it comes to meal prepping, it allows for more efficient use of kitchen time. No more standing around lost in thought as you stare blankly at a fridge full of ingredients before deciding how best to use them. And then when you decided, all you've made is a chili. No offense against chili, however, but that's the only thing that you feel confident in, and you limit yourself to that. There's no exploration of meals. Now, you might explore Pinterest and then you might be like, "Oh, this is too overwhelming." You've got lots and lots of different recipes. You click one and then it goes into another one, and it's like you're on there for hours, and you've just spent an hour of the time that you say you don't have looking for recipes, and then you end up coming away and it's like, well, that was a waste of time. And it just feels so disheartening. It feels so hard. Why is everything so hard? Can you not just tell me how to lose fat? Well, I could tell you need to be in a calorie deficit. I could tell you that you need to focus on portion control. I could tell you need to cut out carbs. Well, I'm not quite going to tell you the latter because I don't believe in cutting out foods. However, I could tell you all of this information. But if you're not in the position to take action to make those changes, then it's just going to fall on ears that are not ready to hear that, and ironically are not in the position to take action. It's really about where you're at, what you're willing to do, and are you ready to do it? And we will never be 100% ready. If you're waiting for yourself to be 100% ready, stop waiting and start taking some action. So we've talked about, my friends, there's no denying the reality of meal prep and meal planning. It takes time. And so we're coming to land in the last bits of this episode why meal planning is the secret weapon to making Monday work. Now, a meal plan can make mornings a breeze when you can just grab a pre-made meal and go. You're not going to be able to just wake up and go when you don't have a plan. If you don't have a plan, well, it's really not going to work how you want it to. A meal plan is your secret weapon for making Monday work. And here is why. Because it makes mornings a breeze when you can just grab this thing and just go. The best part of having breakfast ready in the morning is that it leaves time for other things, like taking care of yourself before work or having some quiet time with yourself before being bombarded by demands from others throughout throughout the day. And it's almost like going home from children to the office to children, coming home back to children, and not forgetting the grown-up child being your husband. Now, talking of breakfast, I am looking at the book here today, and I included breakfast I included breakfast on purpose. Now, I've got something in here: 284 calories, 28 grams of protein, which is an omelet. Oh, omelet is a great source, and I've got some pancakes, which are 24 grams of protein, 543 calories, and that serves one. I mean, come on, if you can see the pictures here, if we had smell-o-vision and the pictures, I've also got some pancakes that are made from sweet potatoes. Yes, indeed, sweet potato pancakes. I've got smoothie bowls, superfood smoothies, and I've also got vegetarian breakfast. One of the things that I did want to include was vegetarian breakfast and vegetarian options. A lot of my clients are looking for veggie options and other options, but sometimes they don't always see it, they don't always find it. But I have got lots of different things that you can have that aren't just boring cereals in here, and they don't take hours to make. So when you've got the ideas of what you can make and you're setting a plan, here's the key word here, a plan to put these things into practice, you will then be amazed at what you produce, and you'll be like, did I do that? Did I just cook that? I did that. Like, you're just gonna get some crazy endorphin rush when you actually realize, wait, that was so easy to do. Okay, I quite like this meal prep thing. And when you're making it into your own thing, it's almost like your little baby. When you're making it into your own thing, when you've got that meal plan, it's easier. It becomes so much easier. It takes a load off your mind because you don't have to come up with a healthy dinner every single weeknight. Now, we'll tackle the things about how you can get your family involved, how you can get the children involved without feeling like I have to force feed you carrots or hide them under the mashed potatoes. By the time the mashed potatoes has dissolved underneath their saliva, they're spitting out the vegetables anyway. And you're like, I just can't win. We talk about that in coaching and one-to-one and group coaching programs that we do. But when it comes to this, the key thing to hear and to take away is setting a plan. And when you set a plan, you'll know exactly when to go grocery shopping, because your meal plan will tell you what you need based on what you want to cook in the week. That's why I've put the meal plan template in here. So you can photocopy the meal plan template. Again, okay, no FOMO here. This fear of missing out. Now, I've put in here the template, and I've put sample meal ideas over for 4 weeks, and I've put a sample shopping list. So I've put them into categories of how to shop when you're planning, when you're cooking, and also the blank meal planning template so that you can create this for yourself. I am not the type of coach that will tell you what to do in terms of dictating. Can you hear me turning the pages? In terms of dictating what you need to do. So when you do this, you can look through the book yourself and actually be like, right, this is how I can save time, and this is how I can make and prepare meals that I enjoy. Now, meal planning is the perfect way to make Mondays work for you instead of working against you. Now, if you're like me and have a busy schedule, meal planning can seem like an unnecessary task. I mean, let's be real. When we're coming to land here, I want to acknowledge that sometimes it can be like, why am I doing this? Why do I need to do this? So not only have I got to go and shop for it, I've got to go and search for it in the grocery market, put it in the trolley. I've got to take it out the trolley, put it on the till, and I've got to repack it. Then I've got to pay for it. Then I've got to put it in the car. Then I've got to take it out the car. Then I've got to put it in the kitchen. The kids are running around. Nobody's helping me put it in. I take it out. I make more space in the fridge for it or in the pantry. And then I put it in there. And then, I've got to cook dinner because we haven't actually eaten yet. Then I'm taking it back out the fridge. Then I'm preparing it. Then the mess. Let's talk about the mess. The mess that is made in the kitchen when the food is out there. People are running in. Is it ready yet? I'm hungry. Can I have? And they're asking for a long list of snacks. And by the time dinner is served, they're not eating it. They want more snacks and they're not eating it. And it's like, why do I have to do this? And not to mention, you've still got to put away the food. You've still got to clean the countertop, and you've got to wash the dishes or put them in the dishwasher or take out the plates. It's like, can I have some breathing space, please? There's always something. Can I not just... I hear you. I hear you. I absolutely hear you. And when it comes to it, at first glance, it seems like a huge time suck that you don't want to deal with on your already jam-packed agenda. Now, literally, many of you might have days like this, but if you take the time to do it properly, meal planning will actually save you both time and money and help you reduce the stress in the process, because I just described a very highly strung, stressful situation there. If that's your kitchen nightmare every single night, then don't worry, girl, I got you. The perks of proper meal planning are endless. You'll know exactly what's for dinner every night of the week without having to make spur of the moment decisions about what's for dinner when you get home from work at 7 p.m., which means no more takeout pizza because all we have is macaroni and cheese. Ooh, that's funny. You'll be able to plan out any leftovers so that they're ready for lunch tomorrow or 3 days from now. And you'll also be able to use up all those random ingredients that are piling up in your fridge before they go bad or get tossed out altogether by accident. Because let us face it, no one wants leftover green beans. Yuck. Now, let's go back to the pizza. If you want pizza, eat the pizza. Don't listen. My time is ticking out, but don't worry about that. But my point is, when you're meal planning, you are including those things into your meals. And that, my friends, is how meal planning is the perfect way to make Mondays work for you instead of working against you. Meal planning will help you plan ahead. It will help you save money and spend less time in the kitchen on those busy work nights. And one of the things I do love about meal planning, as do my clients, is it will also keep your waistline in check by making sure that healthy food is always available for you when hunger strikes. And that, my friends, is the end of today's episode. Why meal planning is the secret weapon to making Monday work. Don't forget to get your entries in so one of you will win this book over Christmas, and you can grab it over on Amazon. If you are somebody who now wants to position yourself to be ready to take action to actually make meal planning work for you. And that, my friends, is a wrap. I can't wait to catch you in the next one. Hey friend, you made it to the end of the episode. What was your biggest takeaway from today's episode? Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review over on iTunes. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about today's episode, or you need help, then you can contact me over on Instagram at VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast, or email me support@vanutritioncoaching.co.uk, or you can head over to the Facebook page VA Nutrition Coaching Podcast. It helps us reach even more women who are fed up of dieting, don't know how to lose weight, they're frustrated with following Sally's results and they're not getting any of their own, and they just finally want to shed some pounds and do it in a way that they can sustain and they can enjoy. But my friends, that's a wrap for today's episode. I can't wait to catch you on the next one. Until then, friends, stay healthy, stay blessed, and remember, if you haven't already downloaded your 5-ingredient recipe pack, you can go to the website vanutritioncoaching.co.uk/recipes and download your 5-ingredient recipe pack. Who said healthy eating was boring? See you next time, friend.